Allplan has for many years been providing architects and engineers with powerful and effective tools for the creation of digital building models. For example, an extensive selection of CAD content is available in libraries containing symbols and smart symbols for architects, in the Allplan Wizards, and in the Integrated Components catalog for engineers. And additional objects and libraries are available as downloads from the Allplan Connect service platform. Allplan is dedicated to continually making CAD objects easier to use and even better in terms of quality. And at the same time, powerful new features are constantly being added. As a result, Allplan 2012 provides a new basic technology. Allplan SmartParts. What key characteristics form the basis for the development? CAD objects should be easier and quicker to change and customize. SmartParts really are easier and quicker to change and customize. To achieve this, SmartParts have functions that enable them to be manipulated directly in the workspace. In addition, they can be controlled using freely selected parameters in order to vary the shape, appearance, and attributes. In Allplan 2012, the existing tools have been supplemented by SmartParts, allowing you to work with free parametric modeling, and they are so easy to use in everyday planning work. Intelligent handles allow dimensions and sizes to be changed directly on the object. The handles show and update the current parameters and values immediately and directly. The objects have a behavioral logic that prevents unwanted distortion and incorrect scaling. Furthermore, the logic ensures that divisions can be retained or additional elements inserted depending on the length. For every parameter, there is the option of defining specific ranges or values that would be well suited for the individual smart part. As you can see in our example, there is no need to make the counter infinitely long. In addition to using the object handles, the dialog window provides access to all the other parameters, such as display characteristics and surfaces. It takes just a few clicks to change the shape and attributes. It's so easy and convenient. Architects and engineers can benefit in equal measure from Allplan SmartParts. SmartPart technology can be put to use anywhere and everywhere, whether for furnishings and interior design or for load-bearing elements and foundations. Parametric working is the ideal approach when it comes to load-bearing structure elements. Dimensions and positions are best modified directly in the drawing. Here we amend the cross-section of a pillar. Using a switch intervention, we can adapt the corners directly in the workspace. As well as being able to freely specify dimensions by moving the handles, it's also possible to enter values directly. And if provision has been made for this, you can activate additional elements by means of clickable handles. Our SmartPart pillar is now extended by a pillar head with a haunch, and its dimensions matched to the project. Once the change has been completed to your satisfaction, all identical components automatically adapt accordingly. Previously, a number of additional steps would have been necessary to achieve this. You can also change the parameters during the course of the project without having to keep modeling and placing the elements all over again. As a further example, we use a steel-reinforced concrete beam. If required, this can also be adapted by means of the integrated handles. As well as the length, the bearing cantilevers and other characteristic features can be changed in real time and checked. Using parametrics, you can adapt the shape of the T cross-section to the beam. The values are checked visually without interruption by command sequences or sub-dialogues. This saves time when working and lets you concentrate on other important issues. Once the shape of an element has been determined, you can then create associative views and sections in the usual way. Of course, changes will also be made to these, so they can serve, for example, as a basis for the subsequent placement of the reinforcement. SmartParts make handling easier as well as use. Working directly on the object using intelligent handles is more intuitive and effective than traditional modeling. Because it's often only a few values that change, different variants can be produced very rapidly. The user obtains visual feedback immediately and directly, which means being able to invest more time in design or in optimizing a draft version. CAD objects should be available everywhere. SmartParts really are available anywhere. In the age of the Internet and rapid data exchange, it should be possible to call up content rapidly and use it easily. There are a lot of manufacturers who already have parametric objects available as GDL data on their websites. These can be imported in Allplan and converted into SmartParts. After placement, a SmartPart can be adapted immediately and individually to the project. Taking a sofa as an example, the length can be changed so that it integrates easily into the geometry of the lobby. Instead of going to a lot of trouble to produce objects, you can use the already available parametric data and SmartParts, thus allowing you to keep to even tighter schedules. We would now like to add some additional fixtures and fitting objects in our example. The use of up-to-date files provided by manufacturers ensures that your projects can be planned rapidly, smoothly, and conveniently. For the selected table, there are only certain dimensions that have been selected, and when handles are used, this means that the corresponding positions are specified automatically. Other parameters and properties, such as the depth of the table or the surface, are changed immediately by the dialog stored in the SmartPart. Using drag-and-drop operations, we are now importing the chair models we've been looking for from another website. We place these along the table in order to complete the furnishings for the room. By using the dialog window individually tailored to the furniture items, the adjustments needed with regard to shape and color are now carried out. Here, too, all other identical SmartParts will change if required. With SmartParts, you can make use in your planning of a whole range of furnishings that are specific to a particular manufacturer, as well as other parametric CAD objects. This gives you more planning certainty and creates real up-to-date documents as well as attractive and appealing visualizations. CAD objects should be adapted to individual requirements and should permit further development. SmartParts really can be adapted to individual requirements and developed further. Nowadays, objects shouldn't simply be produced once only and thereafter remain fixed. Instead, what is needed is for them to be adapted easily and conveniently, and used in a really versatile way. The easiest thing to do is to convert 3D objects, which can be downloaded, for example, as SketchUp files from the Google 3D Gallery, into SmartParts. After importing the geometry, the individual parts can be taken directly from the workspace using the Match tool. Supplemented by a few parameters and with only a few lines of scripting code, a SmartPart which is flexible in color and surfaces can be produced from existing 3D objects. And they can then be used in other projects too, as required. And in order to also be able to visualize complex parametric interdependencies, there is a highly effective script language available in the background. This gives you the possibility of adapting existing objects step by step or generating entirely new ones. In this regard, SmartParts can be created as initial ideas or 2D sketches and then successively extended and developed. They can be then easily used in any and every future project and adapted quickly and easily as well. CAD objects should have few limitations in terms of geometric shape. SmartParts really do have very few limitations in terms of geometric shape. Even if most structures and elements are still predominantly right-angled and cubic, the demands made on them have become considerably higher. This means that the possibility of free-form modeling has become an absolute necessity when it comes to parametric objects. Now it's time for the lobby in our project to be equipped with an individual design element in order to give it its unmistakable appearance. Starting with a simple surface, we produce a free and individual form with the handles of the SmartPart being moved around and values for the height being input. It takes just a few steps to turn the free form into an interior design element that can be created and evaluated and which has striking individuality and is easily recognizable. And this is how SmartParts help to turn ideas and draft concepts into a reality. Allplan SmartParts increase the power and performance of Allplan and live up to the key development aims of Allplan: simplicity, availability, adaptability, and flexibility. With SmartParts, you can benefit from new options and opportunities regarding the use, adaptation, and creation of intelligent parametric objects and components. SmartParts are available at your fingertips directly following import or conversion. And by working directly with intelligent handles and individual dialogues, you can obtain visual feedback about any changes in real time. Allplan SmartParts help you work more effectively and with greater use of shapes and forms, while at the same time monitoring your inputs even more easily. Allplan SmartParts are easy and fast to use and are user-friendly. And you can use the time you gain to optimize the form and function of elements, to improve your design ideas, and to set about winning the next order.